Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? Good to be with you. Just gonna let's just sort the camera out. There we go. Up the exposure on the Lumina. Um, so we're here, and I'm a bit bedraggled because it was wet outside when I was walking the dog. But there you go. So yeah, Wednesday, I think it is. Does it feel that way sometimes? Yeah, I think it's Wednesday. Let's see what we do. What do we do on a Wednesday? So I was at the gym yesterday morning. Let's get straight into it today. Let's get straight into it because maybe we're all busy. Maybe we're not. I don't know. Let's get straight into it though. I was at the gym yesterday, and they have Heart FM on. Right. Okay. They know their demographic very well. We're all in there, I mean, no disrespect when I say this, but I'm in the younger kind of band of the people who tend to be in the gym at around about that time. So all of the young thrusting 6:30 people, because that's when it opens, have been and have gone. And it makes way for those who have a slightly slower pace to their lives. So I was in the gym, and Heart FM were on, the home of great 80s tunes, and they give you lovely little snippets of news and stuff while you're working out. And one of the little snippets was that apparently it takes us from deciding to do something, putting it on a to-do list. They said, you see where this is going. Putting it on a to-do list, they said, from doing that, it takes 18 days to actually do it. And I would agree, in line with the presenter on the show, said, 18 days, really. I mean, that was the average, I suppose. So some people might do things immediately. That was the average. And the presenter on the show gave some examples of things he decided to do a year ago that was still waiting to be done. Things like contacting his broadband provider because his broadband was ridiculously expensive. And this got me thinking about to-do lists. And I've talked about to-do lists many times, but I think repetition is okay with this, because I'm sure maybe not everybody dips into all the things I do. Why would you? And so repetition is good. To-do lists are really interesting. I'm just going to clean my glasses while I talk. To-do lists are really interesting. I'm an advocate of the trusted system, which is a David Allen thing. And I've heard him talk about to-do lists, but also some of the research around to-do lists is really interesting, because there's lots of information with things like, and I can't remember the exact stats now, and I haven't looked them up, but it's something like 30 or 40% of things that go on to-do lists don't get done before you make another to-do list. So that's a problem, because it means the problem with to-do list is it doesn't have any kind of prioritizing in it. I mean, you could do that. I suppose you could say urgent and not urgent and all that kind of thing. But anyway, the to-do list, it tends not to have any priority in it. So there's that. That's a problem. And then with to-do lists, we tend to pick off the easy things rather than picking off the most urgent and necessary things. So we dip in, and we think, right, I'll do these things. Now, sometimes the reality is, 2-minute rule, it's going to take you less than 2 minutes. Just get on with it. That's acceptable sometimes. Sometimes it's good to get some of the little easy things out of the way. So I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying to-do lists tend to draw us to the easy wins. And sometimes that's all right, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's like, well, those easy wins can wait because I really need to get this thing done. But what we tend to do is put off the difficult things, because there are easy things in our sphere of vision on the to-do list. Now, I've written about this in my book, Pillars of Success for Social Workers. Now, I say this every time. I have no idea why I called it Pillars of Success for Social Workers. Well, I do, because after every tip, because it's a book of tips, after every tip, I do a practitioner tip aimed at social workers, but actually, and then I do a manager tip aimed at social work managers. But actually, the reality is, most of them are configurable for anybody who is working in some sort of knowledge or data profession. Local government folks, knowledge workers, that kind of thing. They're all fine. So just because it says Pillars of Success for Social Workers, don't be put off by that if you're not a social worker, because it's pillars of success for everybody. It starts going into key concepts like the nature of happiness and what is productivity, purpose and meaning, that kind of thing. Then it gets into a whole, I don't know how many there are. There's quite a few tips for how to do it. And so one thing I'm not going to tell you about is David Allen's trusted system. It's in the book. It's a lot. It would be a lot to tell you about. So this is the idea that instead of having a to-do list, you have what David Allen calls a trusted system, which contains everything. Because one of the other problems with to-do lists is we tend to only make them when we're in crisis, and that just fuels our anxiety about things because we're never sure that we've captured everything that needs to be done. We spend all day doing loads of stuff that's on the to-do list that we've made. Then we go, oh, damn, the thing I was meant to be doing was whatever, but I focused on my to-do list. So the trusted system has everything within your sphere of responsibility that is yours to do something with. And my trusted system is my Google Calendar. It's all in there. Everything is in there, either in a time and date specific slot or in I use the thing at the top, the all day event thing at the top. I use that for things that I might try and get round to, but I might not, and then I can move those on. So I'm not going to tell you too much about the trusted system, but I am going to tell you about 3 strikes and you're out. Because this is my rule. This is one of my rules that has served me well. And it's dead simple. You put something into your trusted system. Mine's my Google Calendar. So I put something into my Google Calendar and I say, on Wednesday at 2:30, I've dedicated an hour to do this task. Okay. And sometimes Wednesday at 2:30 comes along and one or two things happens. Either something else is encroached on me time and I run over or whatever. That does sometimes happen, doesn't it? And I think, I can't get round to that right now. I can't get round to that thing at 2:30, so I'm just going to leave it. But obviously, because it's in the electronic calendar, I can move it somewhere else, which is the beauty of the electronic calendar. So I'm like, right, okay, I can't do that today at 2:30, so I'm going to move it to somewhere else. Oh, look, I could do it on Friday morning at 9:30. So you kind of move it somewhere. And this is where the 3 strikes and your out comes into it, because if I move something 3 times, and I don't keep a religious track of it, I just kind of think, hang on a minute, I've moved that a few times now. But 3 is a good number. If I move it 3 times, I think, right, okay, what is this task and why do I keep moving it? Why am I not doing it? And sometimes I'll discover that it's a task that I've popped in there that when I look at it again, I think, I don't think I need to do that now, or I don't want to do that now, and I've got a choice over it. So it's either that, or it's like, well, actually things have moved on and that thing doesn't need doing. Or actually, sometimes it's like, well, I decided I would do that then, but actually it's not that urgent. It was just like, well, it'd be nice to get around to that. So I might move it like 4 months ahead and just pop it in. So I haven't forgotten it. This is the beauty of the trusted system. I haven't forgotten it. I've just put it somewhere in the future. So I've kind of dealt with it by saying, actually, it was a stretch to get that done, and it'll be fine to do it later on. Or, why am I not doing this? So it's something I don't need to do now, or it's something that I've decided I'm not going to do now. I'm not going to do it that way. Or I keep putting it off because I don't like it. I don't want to do it. So I said, right, let's do it. Let's get on with it. I'm going to let you move it one more time, Stephen, and then you're going to do it. And sometimes the best place for me to move things is to like 8 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I'm going, right, okay, I'm not getting these things done. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set myself the task of getting up tomorrow morning. And when I get up, I'm going to come straight in here and I'm going to do that thing. And then it's done, and then I can go about my day. Because it's that Keller and Patterson thing in their One Thing book. What's the one thing you can do that makes everything kind of feel as though it's just so much easier? And sometimes it's those little nagging things that you do. So 3 strikes and you're out. You need a trusted system to kind of do it, I suppose. I suppose you could do it with a to-do list. If you're mad keen on the to-do lists, which I'm not, you could do it on a to-do list. Once it's appeared on 3 to-do lists, you think, right, what is this thing and why am I not doing it? And I think for me, more often than not, I'm putting it off because it doesn't feel like a priority. But it's nagging at me. I must have put it in for a reason. I must have put it into the system for a reason. And it nags at me. And I think, well, I'll just get it done. I'll move it this one last time and then I'll do it. And that, getting it done, becomes my priority. So this 3 strikes and you're out kind of thing, or 3 strikes and the task is out, is just a way of saying, hang on, I keep moving this. Let's scrutinize it again and let's see its worth and its value. And if it is worthy and it is valuable and it does need to be done, let's just do it. Let's just get it done. So there you are. That's the thing for the day. And go check the book out, even if you're not a social worker. There you go. Have a look at that. It's a bargain. It's on Amazon. That's where you'll get it. Self-published through Amazon. It's a bit of a good tome. It's nice and thick. Lots of things in there that you'll love. All right. Take care. See you soon.